Hi everyone, it's Jeff Mitosu Crafts. Thank you for joining me today and welcome to the Global Stampin Video Hop, featuring must-have craft items from the 2021 to 2022 annual catalog by Stampin Up. Today I'll be showcasing the Soft Pastels Assortment, and this one comes with 8 colors. They're quite long, so you can use different the tips and the side to create marks and add color onto your cardstock. The colors are Coastal Cabana, Daffodil Delight, Gorgeous Grape, Granny Apple Green, Mango Melody, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, and Poppy Parade. So what's great about these as well is you can use any colored cardstock. It still shows on dark cardstock, so I'm going to be using basic gray just to show you. Of course, you can use white, basic white as well, but I would suggest to use the thick basic white when you're creating something with this coloring tool, because this is slightly textured compared to the normal basic white. Okay, so different marks that you can create, I've already mentioned. On the tips, you can just, so the different pressures, of course, creates different marks. So this one is really light. That one was medium, and this one is really adding pressure on there. And because it's long, just make sure that you support the tip when you're putting too much pressure, because if you're holding it at the end and you're adding too much pressure, that will break. Now, it's not the end of the world if it does break, because you have two pieces in the end, so that's fine. But if you would like to use the side to create bigger textured area like so, you might want it to keep it in one piece. And this is great because you can just add quick color, and it's already textured if you like that look as well. So that is how you can make marks with those. Of course, you have the tiny if I use another one, because I've used that quite a bit already. If you have the corner still intact, you can create dots on there, and you can swivel around as well. So it's actually, if you have loads of smaller pieces, you can swivel it around and create different marks that way. Of course, you can blend it. As you can see, it's, you can color on top. So if I do yellow, Pop Parade on top of there, you can add colors, and you can use your fingertip to mix it together, but it does dull the colors. Now you can use cotton buds to mix it together as well, but my favorite is just mixing the chalks as is. The other ways that you can blend it together is the sponge dauber. Again, different pressure takes off different amounts of the powders, that the excess powders on top. So you can see different ways of doing that. If you want to create more intense area after you have colored it, you can add the colors a bit more. So if I do that again, and the last blending tool that you can have is the blending brushes. So this is the same as the sponge dauber. Depending on the pressure, you take off more or less of the excess. So if you want a really gradual mix or color onto your card, you can see that because I added pressure, you can see the difference on there, but I quite like that. So another way of adding color is shaving your chalk with craft knife. So it doesn't have to be the sharp edge, it can be just the other end. And I'm just shaving that on. And this one, when we blend it, again, I'll show you with your finger. So it does dull it, or it's not as vibrant. With the cotton bud, so that one, you're pressing the powders into the card, so you're actually creating different types of marks there. And then with the dauber, ooh, I think I have orange there, but that's fine. I created orange from the yellow and the poppy parade already, but you can pounce on it and then add color around. If you've added enough color, you can then just blow off the excess, or just tap your card on top of a bin. So you can see that like subtle coloring there. This one is a little bit more direct. And then finally, you do have the blending brush. So blending brush, again, the same, I would say the same as the dauber, but a lot more lighter. So you can mix around your powder, and you might not be able to see it, but the color is there. Maybe I should have done a black card. So what does this mean for your card making? So I've already shown you of different marks that you can create, how to color your cards quickly, and adding texture. You can blend your chalks, your soft pastels together as well to create different colors. And you can add subtle colors for the background. So other ways of using this with your card making is with embossing folders. So this is great granite, and you can use your chalk. As previously mentioned, you can add colors onto darker cardstock. So with this one, because it's raised already, you do have that to play with. So if I'm gonna, let's try the granny apple green. So you can just use the side and just swipe it across. So if I swipe all of them in one go, and because it's broad, I'm using the side. It doesn't color the card underneath. So the chalk is just on the surface. So you either need to blow off the excess, and you will need to fix it. So fixing it, there's some artist quality fixative, or you can use hairspray. Now this is just from a supermarket. The spray of this is quite big and chunky. So if you want kind of like more subtle background, this might not be appropriate for it, so you might need a finer fixative. But once that's done, just make sure that you fix your project. So I'm just gonna spray on top. So as you can see, it has darkened the chalk on there, but as it dries, it should lighten up again. I'm gonna leave that to dry, and then I'll work on it again. So I have pre-die cuts, so you can color your die cuts, especially your dark card. So again, I'm gonna use Granny Apple Green, and I've inlaid this back onto the card, so it's just easier to control or like have it in place, because if it's long and thin and you're coloring it, it might bend as well. So you can just color the edges. or on one side. If you like that intense look, you can keep it that way, or if you want a subtle look, you can even blend it with your blending tool or your fingers. So if I use this one, you can blend it in. Now it does, again, you lose that intense color from the initial coloring, but you do get to color the rest of the die cut. Okay. There you go. So again, you'll need to fix that with a fixative or hairspray. So I'll do another one, and we're going to mix the colors. So with this one, I'm going to actually I'll do blues this time. So we'll do Coastal Cabana as our light source for the highlights. So I'm just literally just going around the edge, even off the die cut. Okay, and I'm gonna add Night of Navy for the shadow, or on the other side. That looks lovely, doesn't it? There you go. I'll do the stalk a little bit on the left side. Just add onto there, and again I'm just gonna use the cotton bud. I like the cotton bud because it is finer, so you can get into the die cuts. But if it's a background that you're coloring, the blending brushes or the sponge double would be great as well. So I'm just going in and just spreading those inks together. So again, I will fix this. I'm gonna, I'll leave that there, that's fine. I'm going to fix that with my hairspray. And we'll see how that dries up. Okay, so you can see it's already drying, and the color is coming back to life, I guess. We'll see how this works. So now we have this card. If you want to, you can highlight just certain words. So with the thanks, I'm gonna highlight it with Night of Navy. So you can just go back in, and now I'm using just the tip. Instead of the side, I'm just using the tip. So you can even just use the full tip. Again, if you just be careful, don't add too much pressure on there. And then just swipe your card. And you can even have like two-tone. Now I've managed to create a mark on there. On the side, you can just rub it out before you fix it. Okay, so I'm just gonna finish that up, blow on it, and then take off any unwanted marks. And then I'm gonna fix it. You can rub it off as well. I've only got this rubber, but I think normal rubber will be fine. Like a putty rubber, like really soft rubber as well. So now we have that. And we have these. So this one was created using the thanks and hello embossing folder. And these die cuts are from the Meadow dies, which coordinates with the Quiet Meadow stamp set. So after adding the Night of Navy, I did fix it because I forgot to show you that. I've got a basic gray card base, and I'm just gonna add. So I'm just gonna add that onto here. I've got my die cuts, which is there. I probably just gonna use one with the two-tone on there. So let's create a card with these. I'm also gonna add the Grey Granite Baker's Twine Essentials pack from that pack, and I've got metallic pearls as well, and I think that is it. So just the embossing folder, the die cut as well. So I'm gonna add this with dimensionals. We're independent Stampin' Up demonstrators based in the UK, so if you live in the UK, France, Germany, Austria, or the Netherlands, you'll be able to purchase current Stampin' Up products from our online shop. Do use the current host code, which can be found on our website at mitosocrafts.com to receive a handmade card from us or any extra gifts if your order qualifies. And then this one, you can just stick it down with multi-purpose liquid glue, but I actually want it slightly raised, so I'm going to fold mini glue dot. So I folded some mini glue dots and added that to the larger areas, as well as kind of like a really tiny there, and I'm just gonna put that on the right hand side without going over the sentiment that I highlighted. So that looks quite nice on there, or even up higher like so I don't have to cut that off. So take that out. I'm just gonna add a bow. Again, fold your mini glue dot or even cut it down to size if preferred. And then finally some embellishments. There we go. That's the card using Soft Pastels on embossing folder and on the die cut as well. Now I did mention the backgrounds as well, so you can create just marks on your card. So this one using all of the colors, blending that in together with the chalk, fixing it, and I did use the Biggest Wish stamp set for this one. Let's see, which is this one. So the Biggest Wish. So you have happy, thanks, birthday, hello. So really quick and easy card to make. You just need to fix it. Of course, the sentiment was fussy cut, but you can just have it as a banner, and that's got the Simply Elegant trim. And another way of using it with embossing folder is if you have kind of like detailed embossing folder like the pretty flowers, you can color the actual embossed areas like so. So I blended the colors together: Daffodil Delight and Mango Melody, Granite Apple Green and Mossy Meadow, and just that's on gray granite as well, and that's just been fixed with hairspray. So another way of using the soft pastels in your card making for the background is creating a scene. You can blend it with your brushes and your hand and then fix it, or just blend it together with the chalks themselves. And this one I created using Beauty of Friendship stamp set. And again, the colors are Gorgeous Grape, Night of Navy, Coastal Cabana, Granny Apple Green, a bit of Daffodil Delight there. And there's no white in the chalk, so I did use the craft white to splatter the night sky on there. So it's slightly textured because of my fixative. It's hairspray, so if you have a finer spray, that might look slightly smoother. I hope you enjoyed this video for the Global Stampin Video Hop and agree that the Soft Pastels Assortment is a must-have craft item in your stash. Don't forget to check out the links below for the product links I've used today, as well as the next video in the hop. Thanks so much for joining me today. Until next time, bye!